We are live at 11:05 IMBC. This is Spirit Cars, and finally you get to see a little bit of the blue moon. It's coming together. We've been wiring on it and doing, and Eddie's been putting the trunk stuff together and all. And Josh, the voice of Spirit Cars, behind the camera there. You've been busy this morning.
Yes.
You didn't sell anything, but you maybe sold bunches of things.
Yes.
So we got a lot of. He's been busy. So he just barely made it out here in time. I remember years ago. Man, how many years ago? 7, 8 years ago? When did we go to Nebraska? Long time ago.
More than that.
10 years ago? Oh, wow. 10 years ago. So we're in there, and I sit down, and I was talking to Speedy Bill Smith, who passed away a couple years ago. Icon in the industry, really leading. So we sit down, and we're, talking, and I mean, he's an icon. So I'm just kind of trying to glean what I can from his information, and he knows who we are. We've been around a little bit anyway. And finally he just shakes his head, and he's lamenting. And he just grabs his keys out of his pocket like this, and he just throws them on the table. And he's like, that's what people want now. They just want turnkey. They just want it. It's just supposed to all fit, be out of the box, engineered. And hot rodding ain't the way it used to be. So he said that, and I was like, and he was right. I mean, that is the way the trend is going. It's when you pay something, and it's a lot of money for these parts. You kind of expect them to fit, but this is still hot rodding. Don't forget, we're still hot rodding here. We do a lot of turnkeys, and if someone buys a turnkey or wants a finished car, there should be a high level expectation and a high level of service and quality and fit and finish is part of it. But if you're building your own car, kind of the thing about what makes hot rodding so unique, they're all kind of the same, but there's no two alike. They're similar. This is a Model A. And Larry, the Blue Moon here, he's had these ideas to do, and it happens to be a Spirit body, a Spirit hood, but it's almost a one-off hood. It's a metal grill and grill shell that came from I'm not sure where, and the fenders came from someone else, and Larry did the chassis. I don't remember if he built the chassis himself or just assembled it and different things. And obviously the original car didn't come with a V8 Chevy in it, so you needed a little bit more room and different things. So we're coming close. We're getting together. Things have been apart and together a few times, and I am putting the front end together for the last time. As I'm assembling it this time, I'm making sure the bolts are tight, nuts are tight. If it needs Loctite or whatever on it, it's getting it, and it's going together for the last time. A couple things. We just talked about the grill shell and just some of the front here and the headlights. This is something you might not really consider until it's all put together, and then you wish you would have done it. If you look in the grill there, you see the grill. Now what I did, this has got a condenser behind there and a radiator. I painted that black, just nothing, little rattle can, flat black. Huge difference. If I'd have left that aluminum the way it was, it would just confuse that grill shell and you wouldn't see it. It would look just like a silver blob and would not be near as clean as that. So I would just highly recommend paint your grill, and if you got a radiator, paint your grill shell flat black also. It's just, I mean, that's a clean look. That's a nice grill, nice grill shell. I think we talked about it. Maybe it's got little minor gaps here and there. It's not an NOS, but for what he paid for it, I'm sure, versus buying an NOS grill, nice quality. Everything's nice. Again, we didn't build the frame, but a lot of times, and we've done it this way before, you need a little extra room. So this grill shell is actually a little bit forward of what it should be on the fenders, and which is fine. But the fenders have got fender braces come up. They're kind of almost like and there's even different fender braces. They're aftermarket. There's some that are just like a channel, and you can put a bolt through it that's kind of shorter. This one's got a tube almost coming up, and I need a longer bolt, so I've got to find a longer chrome carriage bolt that will go through that whole tube and everything for these. But if you can see, this is where the headlight bar goes, in these holes. There's a brace underneath that for that to go to. Well, The headlight bar basically looks like something like this. It has one of these on this side and goes in front of the grill, about like here. Well, there's no way that's going to happen on here. It's just not going to happen. Too far back, doesn't work, doesn't fit. And also another thing on, you can kind of see this is an original style, original reproduction. It's got a little lip in here. On an original car, it's got an indent. I know the Spirit fenders, we've kind of did a little closer recreation of the fender. This one's smooth here. But on the regular Model A, it's going to have a little indentation here. You can tell it, and this part fits right onto it. So we're going to have to put a gasket or something behind this to fill that gap. I may grind some of this off of here before I put it on. Anyway, don't fit. Got to make it fit. So what I did is whacked it. And of course I whacked it long. I didn't want to whack it short because you know, some of these parts is a nice quality part. It's not cheap. You don't have to buy another one just because you messed up. So I cut it long, kind of held it up there, kind of cut down until I got the right where I wanted it to be. You can kind of see the angle, see the hole, both sides. What we did, we went and welded a nut into it. I welded the nut so it's at that angle, so when I bolt it into the grill shell, fits in nice. And so you can see on this side now, I just kind of bolted it up there pretty close. Oh, and Larry, we opened your thing and we have some broken glass, so I don't know. We'll have to replace some lights, but anyway, we got your housings and stuff. So this will bolt down. It's not bolted yet. I just got some bolts in here because, like I said, I need some longer, nice chrome carriage bolts. I go through, bolt right to my grill shell, and you can see on this side I've measured and made sure my hole on this side is the same. I want the same distance from here to here, and I want the same distance from the frame up. You don't want your headlights to be, you know, cattywampus this way or the other. So you kind of tell if you look from the front, it's going to look pretty clean. We'll have our other light here, and we'll have a light like that. Clean it up. I haven't bolted this in yet. I'm fixing to bolt this in too. Pretty neat. It's a spreader bar, an angled spreader bar with a couple lights in it. This one happens to be short of what it needs, so I'm going to have to put a couple spacers when I bolt it in. It's got a bolt here that comes through the outside, and I can put an actual nut and a bolt on this side. Comes up. Very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. What do we like it better with the lights down though? Probably. Larry, if you're watching this, I can do it either way.
No,
that's pretty cool. You're not going to see enough light there.
No.
I can do it either way, but I don't want to do it either way. I want to do it like this unless you tell me not to.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, we need to see them lights. So kind of a little custom deal there. Make that work. Get it to fit on there. Back to Speedy Bill. I mean, he's right. It's nice if it fit. It'd be nice if I had this part all wrapped up in foam, opened the box, took it out. My angle was right here. My little bolt was on right here. This wasn't on here, and it fit perfect to there, and them holes were perfect, and everything was, you know, ideal world. It'd be nice, but sometimes, I guess you could say that's the fun of it, making it work. It doesn't need to be frustrating just because it doesn't work. I mean, if you have a tendency to be frustrated just because something doesn't fit right and you got it, it's just, I don't know, I hate to say this, I hate to not have all the customers, but it might not be for you to build a car. As long as we've done this, I mean, hundreds of cars later, there's always some figuring and fitting and doing because this isn't a factory. We may be the hot rod factory. We did buy many of you may know the old hot rod factory from years ago out of Phoenix. We bought the rod factory and some of their jigs years ago, so we had our own and we just used some of their stuff to complement ours, but even it wasn't a factory. A lot of what we do is the same, only different. Every time you do it, you're not going to want to have it exactly like the car next to you, or the car next to that one, or the car next to that one when you go to the show. if you wanted that, you can go to the showroom at a car dealer and get that. So it's about your individuality. It's about, what is the look that you want? Design your own car. The Blue Moon is definitely not my design. Larry's done a great job. He knew his colors he wanted. He knew the style he wanted. The different trim package things he wants, he picked out. The flames on there he wanted. The little Blue Moon on the back of it. This is Larry's build. This is a car he built in his dreams probably years ago. So here we go. We got this going. We're wiring. We're probably not too far away from firing up the motor here. I know Eddie finished up the trunk package. We had a little different gas tank we had to get in there, so we got that in, and we're moving ahead pretty good on this one. And I would say next week there's a good chance we're going to see this thing fire up, and it'll be going home pretty soon. I'm sure the Black Knight, Larry T, is going to be here next week, so we're just teasing him. He's got to wait for the weekend, but we got his car body upside down in the booth right now, so he's wanting to see. We're going to do some kind of texture practice panel to see if we can do a paint on the interior, on the roof of it, and make it look like upholstery. So that's what we're up to next. For today, I guess it's the weekend, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm leaving early in the morning. I bought me another goat from Minnesota. Luckily, I don't have to go up there to pick it up. I'm kid Josh. Congratulations on Josh, Dr. Josh. He pulled the first kid, so he actually got his hands all slimy and nasty. Him and his wife, my daughter Janelle, she was on Google, I think, with the phone. That was
Yeah. Know how to do it.
how to do it. He's grabbing the leg, and I thought they were having so much fun. I got in the tractor and went down to the pond, and I was playing down there. But we're done kidding, and I went and bought me one more. So that's what my weekend's going to be. Pass it on. Coffee break contemplations.
Either one.
Which one?
Either one.
Either one? Okay, let's go with coffee. Pass it on. Pass it on. Try to find a page that don't have too many fingerprints on it. Well, this is good. This is good for the weekend. Let's just have a good time this weekend. A human is an energy field becoming what it amplifies. So amplify happiness this weekend. Have a good time. Share that happiness with someone else, and we will see you Monday.